Many civilizations have risen. Many grew powerful, and many have disappeared into the endless sands of history. But one civilization did not simply fade away. It challenged time itself, carving its legacy into stone and memory. This was Egypt, a land where stones speak, where tombs feel alive, and where history still breathes beneath the desert. This is not just the story of pyramids. It's not just the story of pharaohs. This is the story of humanity, power, belief, and the relentless search for immortality. So, where is Egypt, and why does its story matter so profoundly to all of us? Geographically, Egypt lies in the northeast of Africa, but its importance reaches far beyond any single continent. Ancient Egypt became a bridge, connecting Africa, Asia, and Europe. And the reason for this was a single, immense force of nature: the Nile River. The ancient Egyptians had a saying: Egypt is the gift of the Nile. This wasn't an exaggeration. It was a fundamental truth. Every year, like clockwork, the great river would flood its banks, depositing a rich, black layer of fertile silt. In this revitalized land, crops grew in abundance. Life flourished. Civilization followed the path of the water. Where the Nile flowed, there was life. Where it did not, there was only desert. This predictable, life-giving rhythm allowed Egypt to not just survive, but to thrive for thousands of years. The birth of this enduring civilization can be traced back to around 3 BCE. It was a pivotal moment when Egypt became a unified kingdom. The two lands, Upper Egypt in the south and Lower Egypt in the north, were brought together under the rule of a single leader. This first pharaoh, known as Menes, laid the very foundation for one of the longest-lasting civilizations in all of human history. And at the heart of this civilization was the pharaoh. In Egypt, the pharaoh was not just a king. He was seen as the living representative of the gods on earth. He was the source of law and order, the center of both religion and politics. People believed that obeying the pharaoh was the same as obeying the gods themselves. This deeply held belief granted the pharaoh absolute, unquestionable authority. This authority reached its most spectacular expression during the Old Kingdom, an era that would forever amaze the world. This was the age of the pyramids. The Great Pyramids of Giza, monuments that still defy our imagination, were constructed during this time. They were not merely tombs. They were towering symbols of power, mathematical precision, and an almost unbelievable level of advanced engineering. Even today, with all our modern technology, scientists and engineers still ask, how did they build these structures with such limited tools? The pyramids stand as eternal proof of human organization, unified labor, and the power of belief. But the Egyptians were far more than just master builders. They were brilliant thinkers and scientists. They developed one of the world's first solar calendars, with 365 days. They possessed advanced mathematical knowledge, essential for their construction projects, and they made incredible strides in early medical practices. They studied the human body, understood injuries, and even performed complex surgeries. Many of the foundations of modern science can be traced right back to the brilliant minds of ancient Egypt. And how do we know all this? Because the Egyptians created one of the world's earliest and most beautiful writing systems. Hieroglyphs. These intricate symbols were painstakingly carved onto temple walls, painted inside tombs, and written on scrolls of papyrus. It is because of this sacred writing that Egypt was able to preserve its history, its beliefs, and its stories for thousands of years, allowing us to hear their voices today. But no civilization, no matter how powerful, remains stable forever. After the glory of the Old Kingdom, Egypt experienced its first major crisis. This period, known as the First Intermediate Period, was marked by famine, political division, and a weak central government. Local rulers and nobles gained power, and the unity of the kingdom weakened. Yet, Egypt did not collapse completely. It paused, it fractured, and then, with remarkable resilience, it rose again. This rebirth led to the Middle Kingdom, a time of reunification and cultural flourishing. But it was the era that followed that would become Egypt's true golden age. The New Kingdom. This was the age of empires. Powerful and legendary pharaohs took the throne. Figures whose names still resonate with power. the trailblazing female pharaoh Hatshepsut, the revolutionary religious reformer act, the famous boy king Tutankhamun, and the great warrior and builder Ramesses II. During the New Kingdom, Egypt expanded its borders through military conquest. Its army became the dominant force in the region. Its wealth, drawn from tribute and trade, was immense. Egypt was no longer just a kingdom. It was a true empire. Underpinning this entire civilization, from the first pharaoh to the last, was a profound and complex system of belief centered on the afterlife. For the Egyptians, death was not the end. It was merely a transition, a journey to another eternal existence. To prepare for this journey, every detail was considered. Bodies were meticulously mummified to preserve them for eternity. Tombs were filled with treasures, food, furniture, and everything a person might need in the next world. Sacred texts, like the Book of the Dead, provided spells and guidance to navigate the trials of the underworld. This unwavering belief in an eternal life shaped every single part of Egyptian society. But as the centuries passed, the great empire began to show signs of decline. The threats were both external and internal. A series of powerful foreign invasions increased. The vast empire became expensive to maintain, creating economic pressure. Internal revolts and power struggles weakened the state from within. Slowly but surely, the mighty empire of Egypt began to lose its independence. The land of the pharaohs fell under the control of a succession of foreign rulers. First came the Assyrians from Mesopotamia, then the Persians. Then, a new power swept across the world. The Greeks, led by Alexander the Great. After Alexander's death, his general Ptolemy took control of Egypt, establishing a Greek dynasty that would rule for nearly 300 years. The final pharaoh of Egypt was Cleopatra VII. She was not just a figure of legend. She was a brilliant, highly educated, and politically shrewd ruler who spoke multiple languages. She forged powerful alliances with the rising power of Rome, first with Julius Caesar and then with Mark Antony, in a desperate attempt to preserve Egypt's autonomy. But ultimately, she could not stop the relentless expansion of the Roman Republic. After her death, the thousands of years old kingdom of the Pharaohs became a province of the Roman Empire. Was this the end? Or was it a transformation? Egypt, the civilization, did not disappear. It changed. The ancient language was eventually replaced. The old gods gave way to new religions. The rulers were no longer pharaohs, but beneath the sands, and in the traditions of its people, the essence of Egypt's ancient civilization was preserved, and today, its legacy is all around us. The pyramids still stand against the sky, as mysterious and awe-inspiring as ever. Mummies in museums still tell their silent stories. The towering columns of ancient temples still inspire a sense of wonder. Modern civilization, in science, architecture, and even our concept of time, owes a great debt to ancient Egypt. Without its story, the story of human history would be incomplete. Ancient Egypt teaches us something timeless. It shows us that humans, with shared belief and purpose, can carve their stories into stone and defy the ages. Empires may fall, power inevitably fades, but knowledge, belief, and the stories we choose to remember can achieve a form of immortality, lasting forever. If you enjoy documentaries that uncover the deep and fascinating stories of our shared history, consider subscribing to this channel. There are many more untold stories waiting to be discovered. Thanks for watching.